Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sunday, March 15th, 2026. This is Truth News. I am Walter Bass. Today we are going to revisit the Kabooki theater show of the United States government. I call it the Grand Illusion. The cast is the United States government. Congressmen, senators, presidents, presidential cabinets. All of these people are just cast members. The producers are our greatest ally, lobbyists, and corporate donors. They produce the show. They pay for it. And the the writers and directors are the intelligence agencies, the CIA, the NSA, ATF, DEA, Homeland Security. Those are the writers and directors of the Kabooki theater show. And the mainstream media are the distributors. They pass the show around the whole country, convincing everyone that our government really cares about us, they really serve us, and that our tax dollars really pay people to serve our interests, when in fact, it's just a grand illusion, the Kabooki theater show of America, as I like to call it. It's all fake and gay, in the words of Candace Owens, fake and gay, all fake and gay. So the mainstream media are the distributors of the most expensive and worst rated reality show ever created. The Grand Illusion of the Kabooki Theater Show of America. This is the longest running reality show. It's horribly directed, horribly written. This is the worst script I've ever seen in my life for a reality show. Let's see. The Grand Illusion using media and psychological warfare to produce mass hypnosis using the illusion of choice. Mass hypnosis. We're going to visit that. And we're going to start with how they stumbled upon mass hypnosis. You see, October 30th of 1938 was the discovery of mass hypnosis capabilities by the intelligence agencies and the United States government and the media. Orson Welles' radio adaptation of The War of the Worlds caused widespread panic by presenting H.G. Wells' novel as a live breaking news report of a Martian invasion in New Jersey. I'm sure many of you have heard about this. If you haven't, you're free to look it up. They did a fake live radio show posing as breaking news about a Martian invasion in New Jersey. It caused mass hysteria and panic, and that was on the radio. There was no cameras, there was no actors, there was no lights, there was no well-dressed people, just somebody talking into a microphone over the radio. Caused widespread panic. And that's when the United States government realized we need to start our own reality show. We can do whatever we want, and we can just have mainstream media, cameras, and people put it out for us, distribute it for us. And that was the beginning of mass hypnosis by the United States government, using psychological warfare in the mainstream media to abuse its own citizens to maintain power and control. I want to be realistic and truthful for a minute. Nobody's out for the United States of America except our own politicians and intelligence agencies. No, China is not trying to destroy America. China is building China up. Russia is building Russia up. North Korea is building North Korea up. While the United States government intelligence agencies destroy our country from within because there's not enough of anything for them. There's not enough money for them. There's not enough drugs for them. There's not enough children to rape for them. And there's not enough people giving them attention. There's just not enough for these people. They just can never have enough. Whether it's billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, islands filled with children to rape at will, it's never enough. And it's never going to be enough. They are psychopathic addicts to greed, lust, power, and control. So if you're wondering, mass hypnosis sounds a little far-fetched. Well, let's review some mass hypnosis and the power of suggestion and the illusion of choice. You see this whole Democrat, Republican scheme, it's a scam. They all are on the same team. They all want the same ultimate goal, power and control. They don't care about you or me or America or our children or our future. They do not care. As long as they get to keep their jobs, making hundreds of millions of dollars with private chefs, private jets, chauffeured cars. That's all they care about. Can they have 3 and 4 homes all over the country? Do they get to travel the world and hobnob with the real powerful people? That's all they care about. It's a show, people. It's the grand illusion. It's fake and gay. So let's look at mass hypnosis, mass hysteria, the power of suggestion. Because when you hear mass hypnosis, you're probably thinking about some guy going, "You're getting sleepy, very sleepy." No. No, we're talking about the power of suggestion, the psychological warfare, how they gently prod you into picking the 2 options that they give you. And that's what it's all about. They give you choices that's a win-win for them no matter what you choose. You don't have a freedom of choice. They give you the choices with the illusion that you are free to pick what they want you to pick. You see, it's kind of like they give you vanilla or chocolate. And they tell you you can have any ice cream you want. Go ahead and pick from vanilla or chocolate. Well, that's not any ice cream I want. That's only vanilla or chocolate. And they're like, well, that's your 2 choices. But you're free to choose. You're free to choose. And you're like, well, I want mint chocolate chip. Yeah, we don't have that. You have vanilla or chocolate. You're free to choose. You're free to choose. Choose vanilla or chocolate. Which one do you want? So let's look at some things about this mass hypnosis and the power of suggestion. Where do I start? I wrote down several notes on this. Let's start with one of my favorites, and I remember this. I was a child when this happened, and it literally captivated the world and had the whole world for a summer. I remember. March 25th of 1983. Does anyone have any idea what happened March 25th of 1983? I remember it because I was a kid. I was probably, I was 6 years old, going on 6 years, about to be 6 years old. And I remember the build up to it. There was about 2 or 3 weeks. We kept hearing about something big's going to happen in 2 weeks. It's going to be the biggest thing ever. And I kept thinking, well, what is it? What's going to happen? I was captivated. I was on the edge of my seat. And then they said Michael Jackson is going to have a world-changing event in 2 weeks. Stay tuned. Tune in. And March 25th of 1983, Michael Jackson broke out the moonwalk. It was the most captivating dance move anyone had ever seen, next to Baby James Brown. And to be honest with you, I remember until the end of school, every kid was trying their hardest to do their best moonwalk. It swept the world. Mass hypnosis. How the media sways public opinion in large groups at a time. Swaths of people all doing the same thing because of the power of suggestion used by the media. Power of suggestion. Prodding you. So the next one, let's go back in time a little bit. July 20th, 1969. This one had the world captivated for decades. Does anyone know what didn't happen on July 20th, 1969 that was portrayed to have happened? That's right, the moon landing. The moon landing. For decades, everyone believed we actually left Earth. Like these people who are horrible liars, they're horrible actors, they're ignorant, and they're drug addicts. They actually wanted the whole world to believe that the United States of America had the intelligence, the capability, and the discipline to send men to the moon and bring them back to Earth. It never happened. It didn't happen. It was a Hollywood show. It was a highly produced, poorly edited theater show that now everyone knows didn't happen. Everyone knows the truth now. But for 40, 50 years, everyone genuinely believed we went to the moon? Didn't happen. Mass hypnosis. It worked though. Everyone believed it for a long time. Mass hypnosis, power of suggestion. See, it doesn't take much. Let's go on to September 11th. Does anyone remember? I'm sure everyone remembers this. September 11th. Yeah. 3 million American flags were sold the week after September 11th. The week at 1 week, 3 million American flags. That's mass hypnosis. That's just like Orson Welles' radio adaptation of The War of the Worlds. Had everyone convinced. Now, the event did occur. It did actually occur. That's a fact. That one happened. The premise on why it happened was to create mass hysteria so Americans would give up their freedom, their liberties, and their rights so the government could control us and keep us safe. Because most Americans would do anything to be safe. They'll give up anything. And in the words of Benjamin Franklin, a man who would trade liberty for security deserves neither. So, let's see what else. Did I make any more notes? We had the moonwalk from Michael Jackson, the power of suggestibility and susceptibility. People are susceptible to believe the media. Not anymore, but for decades, we genuinely believed our media, told us the truth about what was going on in our country. We were susceptible. We were gullible. We were naive. And it's okay. It's okay. We've all been naive. We were naive when we thought Donald Trump would get into office and no new wars and, make America great again, make America affordable again. Gas prices aren't going to go up. Going to give the country back. We're going to get rid of the deep state. Remember all of the great campaign promises? Yeah, I got duped. Yeah, I got made to look like a fool. Yeah, but that's okay. He's the fool now, and we all know it. Speaking of which, let me take a minute out for our corporate sponsor. Let's make sure we pay homage to the people who are the reason we're making this show. That's going to be the Presidential Combo, now available at McDonald's. You can get the McFetus sandwich with a large fry and a Diet Coke for $999.99. That's a fried baby flesh sandwich between the buns of a fillet of fish, a large fry, and a Diet Coke for $999.99. It's called the Presidential Combo. So get to your McDonald's now for your fried McFetus sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. There we go. So mass media is paid, and I just covered this on the show the other day. They are paid more than Hollywood actors. I mean, Sean Hannity makes $45 million a year. $45 million a year. That's more than most Hollywood actors make. Why do you think Sean Hannity makes $45 million a year? Why? Just to tell you the news? You think the news is worth $45 million a year to sit behind a desk and just report current events as they happened? Yeah, I don't think so. So the incident with the Orson Welles radio show, when it caused widespread panic and made the United States government realize they could use media to produce mass hypnosis and control the masses, it showcased the immense power of radio, leading to increased regulation and research into mass media impact. They stumbled onto something big. October 30th of 1938. They realized how gullible and easily manipulated the masses of the United States of America are when it comes to the media. And now it has gone haywire. Fox News, ABC, NBC, CBS, Hollywood, all of these movies, psychologically conditioning us to whatever they choose, whether it be child sex trafficking, whether it be minor attracted persons. Does anyone remember that term? Instead of pedophiles and child rapists, let's change the vocabulary to make it more socially acceptable. Minor attracted persons. And for years, our greatest ally has been using our Muslim brothers to be their scapegoats, to be their fall guys, so they could run these false flags, these mass shootings, these terrorist attacks. And it's always the Muslims doing it. It's always the Muslims. Has anyone ever noticed that? It's always the Muslims doing it. But I don't see that happening. I see our greatest ally as being the biggest terrorist on planet Earth. I see our greatest ally conducting genocide I see the United States of America murdering 155 school children in Iran by bombing their school and then saying that their own country did it. Does that make sense? Iran bombed their own school, murdering 155 of their own children of their nation? Sound familiar? Oh, that's right. Hamas was doing the same thing. That's right. I keep seeing this pattern form. I keep seeing the United States of America and our greatest ally conducting crimes against humanity and blaming other nations. Blaming Iran, blaming the Muslims. Oh, it's the Shiites. It's the jihads. It's Hamas. It's this, it's that. They've got a million different labels to run their psychological warfare campaign to defend their crimes against humanity. And that's what it is, crimes against humanity, deemed by the United Nations. So, mass media is used for mass hypnosis by the power of suggestion, which is constant now thanks to algorithms and cell phones. Constant. This thing right here is a psychological warfare weapon. This is not for entertainment. This is not for what you think it's used for. This is for them to psychologically manipulate you at will 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. Does anyone remember the Pokemon app? Find the Pokemon? People were falling off cliffs, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Does anyone remember Angry Birds when it came out? I had a friend, their mom would be up at 4 in the morning, huddled in a corner like a crackhead, playing Angry Birds on their phone. This is a psychological weapon. This is a weapon for psychological warfare. And I'm going to show you something. If I can pull it up, I'm going to go on my YouTube. And yesterday I searched for shoes. I need some shoes. And ever since one search for shoes, and look at there. That is filled on my YouTube now. I get shoe advertisement after shoe advertisement. Look, there's another one. We're going to scroll through again. There's another one. Shoe advertisement after one search for tennis shoes. Look, keep going. And I am just bombarded with shoe advertisements. And if it's not shoe advertisements, here's what else we got. Oh, we got the sex pills. Hang on. What do we got to go with the sex pills? We got this crap. I don't look at porn. I don't Google any of this nonsense. And it's still just being bombarded onto my Facebook all day, every day. I'm going to keep scrolling. Look, a pillow made for couples. Look at that. To me, that's porn. To me, I don't need to see that stuff. That's trash. Here we go. Blue Chew. Look at all this psychological warfare. That's what this is. This is just sick. Let me see if I can find another shoe before I get off here. Yeah, one search for shoes, and that's all I get now. And it's ridiculous. Nope, that's it. That's all. Wait, nope, that's Viagra. Which I don't do any of that stuff. Haven't dated in 5 years. Don't look at porn in over 5 years. Haven't done anything in 5 years except read my Bible, go to work, go to the gym, listen to motivational speakers, listen to John MacArthur, and keep up with current events through podcasters. So I was looking to see, no more shoe ads. But go ahead, search something on your phone, I dare you. Search something on your phone and then watch how many psychological attacks you get after you search it. Search anything, search a book, search a law, search a lawyer, search shoes, search a shirt, search jeans, whatever you search on this weapon right here. This is a weapon. Make no mistake, whatever you search, you will be bombarded with. And I don't know how long it will last. I don't feed into it. I'm aware enough to know what's going on. And that's another thing. They got these fancy little words. Like when you're aware of what the intelligence agencies are doing, they got these words like paranoid schizophrenic. Oh, he's paranoid. He thinks the intelligence agencies are harassing him and assaulting him. Yeah, because that's what they do. Yeah. Just like one of the Einstein victims' lawyers, she said when she was being stalked and ran off the road, had people pulling into her house at 3 in the morning with their headlights on and just sitting there, just stalking her and intimidating her and psychologically and emotionally abusing her. She told her attorney about it, and she goes, I don't want to sound paranoid. And her attorney says, it's not paranoia if it's really happening, is it? You see, that's the difference. The FBI and the CIA and Homeland Security, they get these stupid civilians, these stupid citizens to do their dirty work for them and play psychological and emotional tactics on people using information that they have to leverage against you. And then they say, oh, you're just being paranoid. No, I know when I get smacked in my face and elbowed in my head at the gym. I know when I'm physically assaulted. And I know when I see federal agents at the back of my gym laughing about it. I'm pretty sure I know when I'm physically assaulted. Just like the Einstein survivors, when you get ran off the road by another car, I'm pretty sure you're not being paranoid. I'm pretty sure you got ran off the road. I'm pretty sure that when I watched the news conference with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massey and many of the Einstein survivors on the steps of Capitol Hill, and they're doing military flyovers with jets and planes being extra loud, trying to drown out the news conference, I'm pretty sure I can say, yes, that was intentional. Pretty sure I can say it. You know, these people, the ignorance, the incompetence, and the childish tit-for-tat game the United States intelligence agencies played, and really they should be called the incompetence agencies. Let's be realistic. This is truth news. Let's be truthful. The FBI is incompetent. The CIA is incompetent. The NSA is incompetent. Homeland Security is incompetent. All of these agencies are incompetent. They're not intelligent at all. And none whatsoever. And that's another thing. The people that I deal with, you know, that just do their dirty work for them. And I'm from California to Oklahoma City. I have had so many private citizens aid and abet the FBI to psychologically and emotionally abuse me, physically assault me. And the fact that they're willing to do it, it blows my mind. Like, do you know what you're defending? You're defending agencies that rape, murder, and sell children. And you're messing with me because I don't want children raped, murdered, and sold. And as a free citizen of a free nation, you decide when the FBI comes up, shows a little flat badge. Ooh, FBI, ooh, you say, oh, yes, sir. Ooh, best of the best, sir. Whatever you want me to do, sir. You know what I'd say? I dare one of the intelligence agents come to me and ask me for help so they can investigate one of my fellow citizens. I'd say no. I don't think so. Why don't you go work on the Charlie Kirk assassination? How about that? Why don't you go work on that? Why don't you go see if Kash Patel is done hammering beers with the U.S. Olympic hockey team? Maybe he could get back to work if he's not too drunk. Yeah. How about go sit on Dan Bongino's podcast and listen to him spew ignorance. Let's send all the incompetence agencies to Dan Bongino. Why don't Dan Bongino start interviewing his fellow brothers with the incompetence agencies one by one, so we the people can see how stupid they are in front of a camera. Yeah. See you in Valhalla, brother. Oh, Kash Patel. What a joke. What a joke. Our country's a joke because our government's a joke. Our president is a joke. It's all smoke and mirrors, bells and whistles. It's a clown show. Dun, 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 dun. And before I go, we're going to read a Bible verse as we always do. I've already got 3 shows written. I did a semi-deep dive on Donald Trump, which is ironic. While I was on Wikipedia writing down facts and taking notes, let me show you what popped up in the middle of my search. And this is on Donald Trump on Wikipedia. While I'm doing a deep dive on him, I want you to see what the blue line says. Last updated 9 hours ago. You see, that's a Wikipedia page. That blue line right there, that blue line, last updated 9 hours. They are changing the Wikipedia page in real time while people are doing deep dives and researches. So we're going to go through the trifecta of terrorists in Riverside County responsible for the kidnapping, rape, and murder of my son. That's me and my son when we were out hiking. And my son is dead, according to Capitol Police Intelligence, and according to Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department's 3rd District, Donald Trump ate my son. So my son is a victim of cannibalism by the President of the United States of America, according to Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department's 3rd District. So that's where we're at as a nation, and we're going to show you the man who kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and murdered my son. This man right there, Kelly L. Hansen. Kelly L. Hansen, 16-year child serial killer. This man has raped, murdered, tortured, kidnapped, and sold thousands of children over his 16-year career as a state judge. This man is a devout Mormon, went to BYU University. He is from Utah. He is a judge in Riverside County with 16 years worth of victims of children he has kidnapped, raped, murdered, tortured, and sold. And because he has so many victims, the incompetence agencies would rather attack me, terrorize me, to silence me, rather than protect children and honor truth of justice or the laws of the United States of America. And this man, that is the district attorney of Riverside County, Mike Hestron, who does not prosecute crimes against children. He does not prosecute crimes against humanity. What he does is make sure the Sinaloa cartel gets stolen American children sold to them by Riverside County with no charges, no investigations whatsoever. Mike Hestron is a terrorist. He is responsible for the rape, murder, torture, and sale of thousands of children over his career as a district attorney by protecting the people responsible for it. And last but not least, we have Sinaloa Sheriff Chad Bianco. This man makes nearly $600,000 a year as a county sheriff of Riverside County. He is a child sex trafficker. He is a human trafficker. He is a drug trafficker. And he is a money launderer for the Sinaloa cartel. He sells weapons to the Sinaloa cartel, purchased with American taxpayer dollars. That's right. He uses his budget, funded by we the people, the American taxpayers. He takes our money, he purchases weapons, and he sells them to the Sinaloa cartel, using his position as a county sheriff to protect him, because he's got that magical little word, qualified immunity. And then they use civilians, the incompetent agencies, use civilians to do their dirty work so they can maintain their magical little words, plausible deniability. Those two terms right there are responsible for the greatest crimes against humanity ever recorded in the history of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Plausible deniability, qualified immunity has led to a genocide of children by, I'm talking agency after agency, judge after judge, DA after DA, sheriff after sheriff, U.S. attorney after U.S. attorney. U.S. Attorney Adam Gordon in California, all the way to the Attorney General of Oklahoma, who refuses to have a sit-down meeting with me, will not even speak to me. I have been threatened. I have restraining orders. We're going to pull them back up. This is one restraining order. You see all those phone calls? That's all phone calls to law enforcement reporting child sex trafficking of my son. You see all those? That's all phone calls. Look at that. And you know how many reports have been filed to date? How many criminal complaints have been filed to date against a serial child killer, State Judge Kelly Hansen? Zero, ladies and gentlemen. Zero. From California to Oklahoma. I have been blocked from Washington, D.C. I have had 2 restraining orders put on me, one from Riverside County Sheriff's Department, one from Marietta City Police Department. I have had a cease and desist email from Jason Hodges of Oklahoma City Detective Intelligence. I have been threatened by Oklahoma City Detective Brad Cotton, who told me he would find me and put me in the ground. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Our taxpayer-funded law enforcement threatens private citizens for reporting child sex trafficking, as Detective Brad Cotton told me he would find me and put me in the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the United States of America in 2026. The country responsible for the greatest genocide of children, mass rape, mass murder, and sale of innocent children for decades. And if you report it, well, you get threatened, you get blacklisted, you get blackballed, you get assaulted, you get called crazy. Who knows what they'll do to you? They might even shoot you in the face with a shotgun, like that poor teenage girl in the Einstein files who reported Donald Trump raped her and was found with her head blown off. That's right. Because that's what our government does to children. Rapes them and then kills them if they dare say anything about it. Welcome to the United States of baby rape in 2026. Let's make America rape again. Isn't that right, Donald J. Trump? So, we're going to close. We're still in Proverbs. I love Proverbs. Really good book of the Bible. So much wisdom in it. I mean, just pieces of wisdom strewn together like a tapestry. And we're going to go with Proverbs 25, and we're going to go with 21. 21 and 22. If your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. And if he is thirsty, give him water to drink. Now, let me clarify this for you. I'm no biblical theologian, but I understand this. If your enemy is hungry, which an enemy of God is a liar, because he's an enemy of the truth, because Jesus Christ is the truth, the way, the light. So if you're dealing with a liar, the best thing to give him is the truth. Feed him the bread of life. The bread of life is the truth. If he is thirsty, give him water to drink. Truth is the living water, the living Christ. As I say to people, I will beat you over the head with this Bible. I will beat you over the head with Scripture, time and time and time again. The truth don't change, and I'm not changing until I've told many of people in the government, when the Bible changes, I will change. You show me where the Bible's changing, it don't change. Because this right here is the truth. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what you think. You can call me a religious nut job. You can call me a Bible thumper. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I have been called everything under the sun. And to be honest with you, I don't care what people think about me, because to be honest, most people don't even know what they think about themselves. So why should I give a damn what you think about me? You don't even know what you think about yourself. So if your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. If he is thirsty, give him water to drink. Feed him the truth. Give him Scripture. Keep hitting him with Scripture. For you will heap burning coals on his head. Have you ever seen the reaction of a liar when they're confronted with the truth? I would say it's much like heaping burning coals over their head. They get so angry. They get so bitter. They get so resentful and vengeful, malicious, evil. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep doing this. This is day 1648 since my son, Grayson Bass, was kidnapped at 7 years old. Had Kelly Hansen force his dick inside my son at 7 years old, causing physical injuries that I have photos of. And I haven't seen or heard from my child since 2021. Because I went to the FBI Monday, September 13th, 2021, to report the child sex trafficking ring of Riverside County. And the FBI has assaulted me 3 times, made me live in a car for 3 years, falsified my background, terminated my resources. threatened me, harassed me, intimidated me, and put me on 3 mental health holds over the span of these 1,648 days, because rather than stop children from being raped, the FBI would rather attack parents who report their children being raped. So all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everyone had a good weekend. I hope everyone is ready for another day tomorrow. I went to the gym today. I go to the gym almost I'll take one day off a week. That's just what you got to do when you're fighting evil. You got to stay the course, stay in faith. I encourage everyone to have a good day, and I hope you will like, share, and subscribe. Please share this video and as far and as wide as you can. Thank you for your time and attention. I will see you tomorrow.